You know the drill. We've all done it. You're scrolling through your phone, you see an app you haven't touched in ages, and you do that little press and hold until all the icons start to jiggle. You hit the X, confirm you want to delete it, and poof, it's gone. Feels good, right? A little more space, a little less clutter on your screen. It feels final. But what if I told you that simple little act is anything but the end of the story? Right. That's the million-dollar question we're tackling today. Because hitting delete on your phone doesn't mean the company on the other end automatically hits delete on their servers. The reality is, well, it's a lot more complicated. And honestly, what you don't know can leave behind a digital trail that's pretty much permanent. So let's start with what I call the uninstall illusion. It's this idea we all have that getting an app off our device also severs our connection to it. It's a really powerful and, let's be honest, a really misleading assumption. What happens on your phone, that's only half the picture. Okay, look at this breakdown. It really shows the massive difference. On your phone, it's clean and simple. The icon disappears, you get some storage back. Awesome. But over on their servers, it's a totally different world. Your account details, how you use the app, all your personal info, it's all still there, alive and kicking. And that data can still be analyzed, passed around, or even sold long after you've forgotten you even had the app. And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from TechSpective absolutely nails it. This is the heart of the whole deception. You know that convenience of re-downloading an app and having your profile just pop right back up? Well, that's the very same feature that keeps your data locked in their systems. So here's the main takeaway. You've only deleted the local copy on your phone. So all that data that's left behind, where does it go? Well, it brings us to this idea of your digital shadow. Think of it as this persistent profile of you that follows you all over the internet. It's pieced together from all the little bits of information you leave behind, even from apps you thought you said goodbye to years ago. And what's the key that holds this whole shadow together? It's something called your advertising ID. Seriously, the best way to think about it is like a unique digital license plate for your phone. It's there so advertisers and app developers can spot you. It doesn't matter if you're on a social media app, a game, or checking the weather. They all see the exact same license plate. And because every app is seeing that same ID, it makes it incredibly easy for different companies, especially these companies called data brokers, to connect all the dots about you. It's like they can compare notes. They might buy a chunk of data from one company, another chunk from a second company, and then use your ad ID to merge it all into one, frankly, terrifyingly detailed profile all about you. So what exactly is in this shadow profile? It's not just your name and email, trust me. We're talking about everywhere you've lived, your health information, details about your family, what property you own. It's a staggering amount of super sensitive personal stuff that's being collected, linked together, and sold, most of the time without you ever knowing it's happening. And these are the companies doing it, the ones operating in the shadows, data brokers. They're basically information merchants. Their entire business is built on scraping public records, buying your app data, your shopping history, your browsing activity, you name it, and then packaging it all up to sell to advertisers, or really anyone who's willing to pay for it. I know. It all sounds a bit bleak, doesn't it? But here's where the story takes a really important turn. You are not powerless in this. Thanks to some big new privacy laws, you actually have some powerful tools to fight back and start reclaiming your data. This is where you get to take back some control. Yeah, major regulations like Europe's GDPR and California's CCPA have completely changed the game. They created this powerful consumer right, sometimes called the right to be forgotten or the right to deletion. And what that means is it legally forces companies to erase your personal data if you tell them to. Here's a simple way to think about the two big ones. GDPR in Europe is like an opt-in system. Think of it like a bouncer at a club. Companies need your explicit permission before they can even start collecting your data. California's CCPA is more of an opt-out model. That's more like a security guard, who you can tell to kick a company out after they're already inside. And check out the deadlines. Companies can't just ignore your requests. They are legally required to respond in a pretty short time frame. Now, this right to deletion isn't a silver bullet. There are exceptions. Companies can legally hang on to some of your data for specific reasons, like if they need it to complete a transaction with you, for security, or to comply with other laws, like holding on to tax records. But, and this is a big but, they can't just keep it for marketing or sell it to data brokers anymore once you've officially asked them to delete it. Okay, so we know the problem, and we know we have rights. That brings us to the final, most important question. How do we actually do it? How do you properly erase yourself from an app's world? All right, listen up, because this is the most critical part. The order you do these things in is everything. Step 1. Go into the app settings or the company's website and find the option to deactivate or close your account. Do that first. Step 2. Formally submit a data deletion request. You're exercising your legal rights here. Then and only then should you do step 3, which is to finally uninstall the app from your phone. Doing it in this order is how you tell the company, hey, delete my data from your servers, not just, I'm taking this icon off my screen. The next huge move you can make is to get rid of that digital license plate we talked about, that advertising ID. Here are the simple steps for both iOS and Android. On an iPhone, you can just stop apps from even asking to track you in the first place. On Android, you can go in and just delete the ID entirely. This one little action makes it so much harder for data brokers to follow you around from app to app. And finally, here are a few more really good habits to get into. Every so often, check your app permissions. Does that silly game really need access to your microphone and contacts? Probably not. Get used to looking for the "Do Not Sell My Personal Information" link that's usually at the bottom of a website. And hey, if you really want to go the extra mile, there are even services out there that will automatically send out deletion requests to hundreds of data brokers for you. So, that brings us right back to our first big question. Who holds the keys to your digital shadow? For a long, long time, the answer has been app companies and data brokers. But now, with the right information and the right legal tools, that answer is finally changing. The law is starting to put the keys back into your hands. The only real question left is, are you going to use them?